BMT who just played.
Okay.
Yeah. Alrighty then. So I've gone ahead. I've started another recording. This is the second game we're casting here today. A very special co-caster in the studio. I say studio. It's sort of just a Skype call. But
Well,
anyway,
hello. Thank you for having me again.
again, excellent job. I said at the end of last game, she's the yin to my yang because I like to go on and on and on about very boring, inconsequential stuff that only appeals to about 3 of the people who play League of Legends, including me. So for the 2 of you listening, maybe on YouTube or watching the stream or whatever, I'm glad I'm doing it all for you. I'm talking, of course, about the long-winded and pretty much unnecessary, how armor pen works or something like that. Anyway, this is the second time Team BMT just played. They are the team on purple or red, if you will. The team on the right. They weren't able to secure a victory in the last game. However, they were playing against the people who are currently ranked number 2 in this league. This is sort of the Reddit in-house sort of team league. So Reddit in-house, we've been doing a lot of solo queue type games where people will just drop in and play sort of free agents. This is more of the team v team game. So anyway, on the left we have Team Hydrogen. A couple of familiar names from sort of the in-houses, the solo queue-esque games. Zuka, Cross Your Stars. We've been seeing a lot of them, and also Niminos. But then, of course, Purple Team. One of the teams who played the most in this in-house, in this Milkcast league. That is, of course, Team BMT. So we shall see exactly how things go. Bans are Caston and Morgana Rise, really banning out a lot of the strong AP mids against Purple Team. I don't know if that's really targeted anything. Maybe they're afraid of, specifically the Caston. Caston was played last game. Wasn't really able to get to do sort of the whole Caston thing that Castons want to do of getting in there and assassinating, but still, definitely not the weakest link in the last game. And then, of course, Purple Team banning Shen and Lee Sin, and also a Janna ban. A Soraka ban. Maybe they want to pick up Janna and they don't want to go against sort of a sustain lane. At any rate, we shall see. Picks so far are Taric and maybe an Ashe being played. Not a lane combo we see so often. But anyway, we shall see. Shyvana being picked up as the jungler for blue team. Shyvana, very nice sort of clear times, very good sort of control jungler. However, not the strongest ganker in the world. However, I guess if you have a Taric and an Ashe, you don't really need the CC in the jungler because your lanes have so much of it. Purple team deciding to go for that Maokai. Could be a AP mid Maokai, which we have seen Team BMT run a fair number of times. Also, Sacred Venge, who played AD carry for the other team last game, also known to play AP mid Maokai. Because when you have both a Maokai and a Nocturne pick, it's sort of like Nocturne, not the best solo laner, because if you want to sort of freeze your lane, you can't, because its passive will always push. Maokai actually has a very deceptive amount of burst damage, though. So we see the Kennen and the Vladimir pick. Kennen and Vladimir obviously both usually played as AP champs, either mid or top. However, Kennen, especially after I think a couple months ago, the IEM Kiev, IEM Hanover team M5 from Russia, really proving that they that AD Kennen is sort of a strong laner, and actually switching that up for an Urgot. So it does look like maybe we're going to see Maokai mid and Vladimir top. Urgot going to probably almost definitely head bot. Urgot is a very, very strong mid laner, but you don't really see him that much these days. Blue team deciding that they're going to pick up the Orianna and the Jarvan. A lot of synergy there from blue team in their current team comp. Very, very, very scary team fight initiation. They have the Ashe, they have the Jarvan, and then if either one of them gets a good engage, Orianna can just put down that ulti. However, who knows, maybe going to go for an AP mid Shaco. Which we also have seen M5 do. AP, oh, my cat is asking for some food, so I will be back in 3 seconds.
Well, good. Take care of the cat. I guess I will kind of take over the stream for a minute while you are not here so I can talk. Well, just for some people that don't know, I don't think I was introduced. I am Awinia. We are seeing what look like Jarvan is going to be coming out for the blue team, for Team Hydrogen. And we're going to go ahead and get to the last pick for the purple-red team, whatever you have your your thing set to. I know the stream is on red for Got Milk, so it looks like we might see a TF. It's kind of interesting team comp here. I can't say it's going to be definite because we definitely have 40 seconds left before, the final lock-in. But we will see it for certain for the blue team, Taric as the support, Shyvana going into the jungle. If anybody knows me, which I doubt anybody here does, I do love Shyvana as my jungler. Just great jungle times. Just getting over and counter jungling too. Great damage. And we will see an Ashe for the AD carry. And it looks like an Orianna mid. Ever since, if you've played her, they definitely did a great little rework with how you see her ball moving around and just some buffs. That Q buff, just 50 mana cost per level, is great for her. And then a Jarvan, which looks like will be going top. And it looks like we will see the TFB locking in. And it's just definitely an interesting team comp for BMT. And we'll just see how it plays out. Of course, we're going to be seeing Urgot go bot. Maokai, I'm going to be assuming going top. Nocturne in the jungle. Vladimir mid. And I'm assuming TF's going to go ahead and go bot with the Urgot.
I'm back, by the way.
Yay!
So I didn't just hear you say you think Maokai might go top. I don't actually know. It obviously someone on purple team, red team is going to be doing something that's a little off meta.
I figured it out.
Are you going to say Maokai support?
Yes.
Okay.
It could be Maokai
I think
support.
I agree with you there. Obviously Maokai wouldn't be I don't mean viable. I mean common support. TF wouldn't be a common support. Both of them have some decent synergy with Urgot. It would be amazing to see a TF Urgot lane with a solo lane Maokai. However, I do think that it is sort of a little more realistic that we're going to see Maokai in that sort of 0 CS support position. At any rate, thankfully, blue team not deciding to really go ahead and break the meta. That is a little bit easier to see. Obviously, I don't know, did he say Ashe, Taric, bot, Orianna mid, Jarvan top, Shyvana jungle? I think that's pretty clear.
No, I came up with some other crazy team comp.
Ashe mid, Shyvana's going bot with a smite. Yeah.
Hey, you know what? Smite OP at whatever lane you're in.
I will admit, I did actually have MF bot, and my client's been really lagging. This was in a ranked game, and I was AD MF bot lane with a smite.
Hey, you know what? At least you're going to be able to secure 1 minion kill.
Exactly. No, 1 minion kill every 70 seconds, plus that extra 10 gold. It all adds up.
It does. It really does. You know what? I derped for a while with my masteries, and I kept forgetting to get that 10 gold.
Yeah.
And when I finally picked up on that, I noticed that difference, and 10 gold just
makes a big difference. It really does.
It really does, especially, if you're busy trying to pull ganks off, that 10 gold does help. A lot of people don't see it does, though.
It does. It really does. Yeah, I mean, okay, so one thing, by the way, that I like about these games, there's no elo at stake. There's no, there's no, like, I don't know. You're playing as a team. You have voice communication. People aren't going to rage at you if you pick something a little, non-standard. And it's great to see how the real teams, the teams who really, band together and work on teamwork instead of just kind of like the more solo queue oriented, like viable picks with good mechanics and things like that. It's going to be very interesting to see. Maybe Maokai and Urgot is a lane that they've played together before. Maybe it's going to be something that really works. Maokai, with that Twisted Event snare, is going to set up some easy Urgot ease. And as long as they don't get kind of, poked down maybe, or shut out of the brush, or as long as they don't lose that kind of like aggression that they really want in this lane, it is going to be interesting to see exactly how it goes. I'm excited to see it. I love seeing. I am. I love seeing sort of non-standard picks, especially picks where people will say like, "Oh, we've never played this before. Played against this before," and you kind of take them out of their comfort level. So it shall be very interesting to see exactly how this goes. Taric, Ashe, both of them are sort of like more standard picks. However, I don't really know about the synergy between them. At any rate. I think that especially when it gets to the team fight stage, blue team just has a tremendous amount of engaged potential through that Ashe the Orianna and the Jarvan. So it looks like spectator mode delay is now over. Gonna go
And now
ahead
my
and
favorite
start
part of
this
the game.
Yeah.
My favorite part of the game. I know we didn't get to do this last time. I didn't get to tell you about it, but the skin war. I'm
The
sorry.
skin war.
My favorite part.
And you know, I agree with you. I think it's a fantastic part of the game. And I used to always go over the quote unquote skin advantage until one of the stream viewers said like it's such an old joke. But the thing is, it is actually in a way it's more than a joke because having a skin shows that you're unless you're just a millionaire or something. It shows that you
or a girl because apparently girls collect them all. So
that is true. But I mean, it shows that you're kind of familiar with that champ.
Exactly. I mean, I didn't really buy skins unless I was like.
Actually, sorry. You go ahead. Go over the skins. My cat is still meowing, so I will be right back.
Oh, poor
Very
kitty.
professional of me. 1 second.
Well, I can't talk about the skins anymore because we are loading into the game. So, I forgot what I was gonna say. GG. But we have loaded into the game. Both purple and blue team will go ahead and take position. We will see whether they will want to counter gank or not. I love level 1 counter ganks. Wow. I do love level 1 invades, but it just, judging by the ping, it just looks like they're going to go ahead and just protect what is theirs. But we will see Orianna and Ashe kind of go ahead and move towards the red camp. It looks like both of them are curious and wanting to go ahead and invade as, the teams are grouping up. Jarvan looks like he will want to go ahead and head up top. So we will see. Are you back yet? I see your stream kind of. No? I'm alone. Forever alone.
30 seconds.
We will see, interesting enough, Orianna's ball
I'm
is
back
going to
in
go ahead.
time.
You are back in
I'm
time.
back in time. Actually, a nice stun going down. Flash goes down. Twisted Fate gets that gold card off. A very good snare coming out of the hands of the Maokai. Lots of ignites being blown. Lots of summoners being blown for the red team. Only that flash blown for Taric versus an ignite. Oh wow! And actually, Shyvana getting a little bit too ballsy. Looks like history may repeat itself. Good thing she picked up flash instead of exhaust there. Maokai was taken very low, however, it's not going to be enough. And Orianna. They're just all going so aggressive. That is a 700 gold lead already for red team. All four members of red picking up the assist. Say again?
That was very smart. It was really great for, both TF and Maokai to just kind of hold Taric in place. They did pick up the kill. It was on a support, so it's not going to do much to anybody else. But that first blood did go to Urgot, which is going to help him out in lane.
I mean, Urgot just so dominant. Sort of, not so much level 1, but like sort of around level 4, level 5, you really see him as one of the strongest champs in the game at that stage. So much damage. So much poke, so much survivability, very good utility with that slow. He actually started with his Noxian Corrosive Charge, his E, which is interesting. Usually, almost always you see him starting with Q. I don't know if that was because of that level 1 invade, but it seems Q would be the stronger level 1 spell. Maybe, I don't know, it could have been like a Misthook or something.
Well, I don't know. I'd kind of have to go with him because, that level, the Noxian Corrosive Charge, is going to do 75 plus 2 physical damage over 5 seconds.
Yep.
So it's kind of like...
And it's AoE, which is nice.
Yeah. Yeah, it is an AoE, so it's kind of like a Cassiopeia Q or, any of her abilities, really, except the twin bite.
Fang,
yeah, Twin Fang. So it's not that bad. So if they were grouped up, it's going to do that AoE damage, which is nice, especially level 1. So it was smart for that regard.
Vladimir actually gets taken very low by Jarvan. Oh, and the ignite just barely able to take the kill. Jarvan is a very bursty lane. Bursty kind of champ, and with that EQ combo, it's got some nice CC, it's got some nice magical and physical damage. His passive obviously dealing a percentage of maximum HP. So very early on, Jarvan does win a lot of trades with his EQ combo, and I guess Vladimir just kind of stuck around a little too long. His ignite was down because of that level 1 fight, and I guess Jarvan really just capitalized on that weakness. There we go. That is Urgot playing exactly the way he should. He didn't decide to take down that extra creep to hit level 3 before going in on that, so not going to deal as much damage as he otherwise could. The Shatter Aura not actually being not a single point even being put in yet. Taric at level 3 decides to get another point into imbue. Versus Urgot, I can really see how Shatter would be a strong, a strong skill to max, because you really would prevent a lot of, Urgot's damage is almost, in fact, it is now entirely physical. I think Noxian Corrosive Charge used to be magical, but they changed it. And now you can really see Urgot is going to be such a bully with those Qs. However, Taric doing the right thing, going in, putting the stun down, actually able to get 2 auto attacks and then sort of equalizing that trade.
Well, the thing about with Taric, though, you do want to level up his Shatter. Not his Shatter. I mean, with me, when I do start off with the Dazzle, and then I start to take that Shatter, and that's the first thing that I level, because of just that armor is just so great bot lane. Yeah. And then, the damage that it can do, I'm not really worried about the damage, but we do see them trading. Maokai's going to come in and hold Taric down. Taric turn around, stun Urgot, not really do too much. Yeah. But if you know anything about Taric, the further they are away, the least that they're stunned, but the more damage it does, and then reverse for how close they are. So it's kind of interesting how that definitely does work out. You can play really aggressive, or you can, kind of fall back and just do a little bit of damage and harass.
Yeah. By the way, Vladimir only level 3 up top, Jarvan level 5, pushing the lane into the turret. Really gonna. Oh wait, sorry, that is the red team's Nocturne. The Q from Nocturne, the Duskbringer, does just barely miss, so he's not going to get that move speed and damage down on the Jarvan. But it is going to help Vlad kind of catch up a little bit in terms of levels. One thing I did notice, by the way, about Maokai and Urgot is a very, ability-focused AD carry, and that he's sort of almost an AD caster. Not so much relying on auto attacks, instead of really relying on that Q, the Acid Hunter. And Maokai's passive synergizes very nicely with that, because it gives him a lot of sustain. And it looks like Maokai is going to go down bot, go in on Ashe down bot. The Q goes down, and a lot of damage coming out of the hands of this Urgot Maokai combo. Tons and tons and tons of sustain on the Maokai. No real sustain on Urgot, unless he picks up maybe, an earlier Bloodthirster, some Duran's blades. Season 1, by the way, Hextech Gunblade, fantastic item on Urgot. It gave him so much sustain. But unfortunately, they did nerf the AD on that item, so it's not so viable anymore.
I hate to cut you off, but never mind. Shyvana decided she wanted to walk away. I was going to say, Jarvan looked like he was about to hit level 6, and Shyvana was just sitting around and waiting for an easy kill onto that Vladimir.
And Vlad is only level 4, which, just leveling up to level 5, but a huge XP advantage up top for the Jarvan. It would be great to maybe see him roam a little bit. Maybe, since he's pushed up to turret, there's not a whole lot he can do to kind of zone out the Vlad. Although, this lane has just reset back mid. This could be an opportunity for Jarvan to just kind of go. There's the ulti coming out. Vladimir is trapped. The Ignite goes down, and there's the kill. Jarvan just so much physical damage burst right now. It would be great to see Vladimir maybe picking up the Ninja Tabi, but instead it looks like he's picked up an M-Tome. Gonna go for that Revolver instead. I think Ninja Tabi would probably be the better choice, to be honest. He is getting full to 0 bursted right now, and he doesn't need sustain. He needs protection against Jarvan's burst.
Exactly, I'd have to agree to you. Top lane is just, it's a lot about survivability, how smart you can play. And it's, knowing when to go in, when to fall back and play defensively. I would have just waited at tower for the minions to push right back and just farmed, and not wanting to go in there, especially after being so easily killed by Jarvan. But he's going to pick up, he looks like he's going to try and rush that Woda for some lane sustain to help him, but he definitely needs to do something to help him right now, or he's not going to get to that point quick enough to help him later on into the game.
Yeah. Vladimir, of course, scales so well throughout the game. Not only because he's very survivable, he also deals a lot of magic damage in late game teamfights, but also that huge amount of damage amplification for your team off of his ult. Looks like Nocturne is actually going to take blue and not give it to TF. I don't know about that. It means that he has to get into auto attack range with those blue cards to get his mana back, which does mean that Orianna, who has a lot of range, can maybe abuse that a lot. Vladimir gets taken down very low again up top. Jarvan with that ulti in about 30 seconds. We should probably go back and take a look up top, because that is going to be, sorry for any stream viewers if we do miss a kill, but, when you have this much burst and you're bullying someone that hard, all it's going to take is one ulti, and then Vlad is going to get 100% down to 0% health. Full to 0 burst. He only has 33 armor right now. Let's see, is Jarvan running any armor pen? 16 armor pen being picked up by the Jarvan. So if this Jarvan builds a Brutalizer, he's pretty much going to be dealing true damage with his physical abilities, his Q, and his auto attacks. The ulti goes down. Looks like Nocturne is around to kind of turn this around. So Jarvan not putting down a ward.
Well, here down bottom, we also do have Shyvana coming in, ulting onto the Urgot. Looks like she will pick up the kill onto Urgot. Maokai's going to go ahead and back up to his turret, not wanting to go in 1v3 against them. So while we did have a kill up top, Jarvan picking up that kill.
No, Jarvan didn't pick up the kill. Oh. He got killed.
Sorry, I was looking down bottom, waiting for you to hurry up to try and catch that.
Yeah, it is also interesting to note, Shyvana's picked up a very early Oracle, doesn't even have a Wriggles. Often what you'll want to do is maybe pick up a Heart of Gold first, to give you a little bit of survivability and get that GP5 ticking. However, she did just pick up the kill, she's going to have 500 gold, so she is going to be able to pick up, if she can really roam around. There is a ward up top, there is a ward down bot. Oh, sorry, that's a sapling. It is going to be interesting to see exactly what Shyvana can make use of with that Oracles, because she isn't all that tanky right now. And she doesn't have Flash on cooldown, and she doesn't have ulti up. Twisted Fate looks like he's running down. This could be very bad for Shyvana, because she could get caught, and you don't want to get caught and lose that Oracles. Nocturne with the double buff. Twisted Fate is around with ulti. Maokai is coming in, and Urgot is coming in. There's the Twisted Fate ulti. This could be a down Oracles. There it is. Orianna able to pick up the ulti onto Urgot, but only Urgot. Not quite getting that kill on Taric, actually able to pick up the kill on Nocturne. This is going down on Ashe, Shyvana, and Orianna on that kill, but it now looks like also able to pick up the kill on Taric, and that is a 3-for-1 exchange, plus they lost the Oracle. Huge, huge, huge 4-for-1 exchange from Red Team. Very well played. Team Avalanche, is it? I believe it's Team Avalanche. Let me check the little spreadsheet. Team Hydrogen. I don't know what.
Yes, yeah, Team Hydrogen versus BMT.
I don't know where Avalanche came from. That's another team that we've got in this league. Anyway, so very nicely done for Red Team. I'll just say red and blue. It's easier. Very nice. Able to pick up that 4-for-1 exchange, plus the Oracles really swinging things. Actually, really about almost 4k gold in their favor once you factor in the loss of that 400 gold Oracles elixir. Twisted Fate obviously picking up 2 of those kills. No, sorry, only one of those kills, and also an assist on the others. Able gonna really be able to use his ulti now to roam very hard. One of the best scaling kind of mid-game champs in the game, because you can just show up in a lane, put down 700, 800 magic damage a burst in a half second, plus the CC from gold cards every 4 or 5 seconds. And they've also got a Nocturne being picked up. I forgot to mention that in the picks and ban stage, but that is a lot of synergy. You're just kind of minding your own business in lane, and then all of a sudden, Urgot gets the swap, or Maokai gets the snare. The Nocturne ulti goes down, the Twisted Fate ports in, and they can really swing things from a 2v2 or a 3v2 into a 4v2, a 4v2 or a 4v3. So very strong, kind of mid-game oriented team comp from Red Team. I do think Shyvana is sort of a little bit, better late game than Nocturne with her tankiness and her AoE damage. Nocturne is very single target and not the tankiest jungler in the world. It would be nice to see him maybe go for like a Frozen Mallet build or maybe an Atmogs build. But especially against this team, there's just too many damage threats for you to build like a Yuumuz or some Blast Cannon build and try and survive that way. So at any rate, we shall see how the late game goes. I do think that, as I mentioned earlier, blue team just so strong with their engage potential. Ashe, Taric, Orianna, Jarvan, very strong initiates. And then, of course, Shyvana.
But down bottom, we will see Urgot ulting. We will see Maokai coming in, trying to. There is the Nocturne ult. Maokai will pick up the kill onto Ashe. It looks like Taric will fall to TF.
There's that 4v2 I was talking about. The initiate from Urgot and Maokai able to get that swap down, and then all of a sudden you have a Nocturne and a Twisted Fate able to get in there. And it looks like that is going to set up the first dragon of the game. 13 minutes and 30 seconds into the game, we do see Red Team going for the dragon, which makes sense. They just picked up a 2-for exchange down bot, and there's not going to be anything Shyvana's going to want to do to try and stop that. No vision also. Oh, and the pink ward from Tri-Rush actually able to pick that up, pick up that ward. Wow, and Jarvan, I think, just taking one too many turret shots there. and that was a 1-for-1 exchange. When you're ahead like this, Jarvan was just 2-1 in lane. To go from 2-1 to 3-2, maybe not the best idea in the world. And by the way, it looks like now Urgot going to be picking up blue. Scales very strong, scaling very well on Urgot because he gets the CDR, which increases damage, and then also he gets the huge amounts of mana regen, which increases his ability to just kind of spam all day. So very nice call from Red Team. I can see now why they're not giving those the blue buff to Twisted Fate, who's doing a fine job just using his blue cards. He's not so afraid of this Orianna now, as he is 2-0-5 with equal CS. So it would be great to see him go back and shop. He has 2.5k gold in the bank. He can easily afford a death cap. Maybe just going to stick around for another 200 gold and pick up the Sorcerer's Shoes. And he is very, very rich right now. Orianna with about 1100 gold. Did go for the cooldown boost, so she's not going to have quite as much gold. The Twisted Fate is spotted up there, so top team is being told to back off because they know the Nocturne TF combo is about to come in. Do they know that Orianna is around, though? If Twisted Fate ports down, he ported down right on top of the ball. But no, they actually put the ball down onto the Jarvan to get that kill picked up on Nocturne. One interesting thing is that oh wow, Orianna actually flashing into turret range. Jarvan gonna go for the kill on Vlad. Not quite able to pick it up. Very nice kiting from Vlad and Twisted Fate. A little bit of greed coming out of the hands of Orianna and Jarvan. One interesting thing I just noticed, a dynamic between, sorry, where's that Ashe gets taken down very low, as well as Vlad. One interesting thing I noticed about Twisted Fate and Orianna, though, when Twisted Fate ports in, you have about a second, or I think it is exactly 1 second, of where his cards will show up for the destination he's teleporting to. Orianna can put her ball down and then ulti when he arrives at that destination, which could really turn around a Twisted Fate gang if she's around. Are you still there, by the way? Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yes, I am. Sorry, I was listening to you. It is definitely interesting. I mean, that was some great Orianna play. That use of that ulti was just great. If you can land those types of ultis all throughout the game, you are using Orianna properly, and you are using her to the best of the ability. And you're definitely seeing Orianna making some great plays. So she's doing great in lane. She has 115 CS, keeping up with TF, even though TF does have 2 kills and 7 assists.
Wow.
He has 123 CS. He does have a death cap. You do see Orianna, who is trying to pick up that Will of the Ancients early for some good sustain. I do think, though, even though she will have that Will of the Ancients, it's going to fall out because that death cap is just so powerful.
Yeah, but I do think that Orianna is sort of a bit more valuable in a team fight than Twisted Fate. She has so much more utility. Twisted Fate, obviously, with that nice single target stun or AoE slow. However, that Orianna ult is huge. The slow is huge, and the utility from her shield is huge. And especially when you have a Jarvan on the team or a Shyvana who can just kind of jump in the middle of the enemy team, getting a nice Orianna ult is going to be key for blue team to pick up the win here. Looks like Nocturne is actually down bot, by the way. Looks like they're not going to go for the tower dive, although Maokai might be able to switch one of them out of turret range. Oh my god, the support with that Oracles knows that there are no wards in that brush. And it looks like Ashe is just being very, very, very careful. Urgot does have his flash up. He could go for a flash ulti here, and this could be a very dead Ashe. He is now alone. I think now it is very safe for Red Team to turret dive. 3v1, there's the flash ulti. There's the Maokai bind. There's the Nocturne Fear, and this is going to be a very dead Ashe. The Ashe just throwing out an ulti, trying to hit someone, but she was, kind of caught in the middle of 3. Very tanky, very durable enemy chance. Urgot with 134 armor with that Ninja Tabi. Deciding that he doesn't maybe want to go for the Merc Treads, which is sort of interesting, because against a Taric and Ashe, lots and lots and lots of CC that you want the Merc Treads for. But I guess Shyvana, Jarvan, and Ashe all dealing a lot of physical damage.
We do have Jarvan and Vladimir throwing out their ults on one another, and then just Jarvan just backing away, because just Vladimir is coming to a point now where he's getting really powerful with that Woda.
Yeah.
So he's just gonna avoid any more fights with Vladimir, just not test the waters, and just go ahead and port back.
He really did throw away sort of his lead. Jarvan doesn't have any sustain, and if you're even in terms of kills, you're probably just gonna get out sustained this late in the game. And I mean, he was 2-1-1 in lane, and he had such a big advantage. And then two sort of turret dives where he took too much damage from the turret, and Vlad was able to pick up the kill. Really equalized the lane for him. Vlad is now 4-3-1. Jarvan's only 3-3-1. He has a 20 CS lead, so actually more gold, 1,200 more gold on the hands of Vladimir than on the hands of Jarvan. We did, by the way, while you were up top looking at that trade, we did see Twisted Fate port in bot. However, Shyvana was able to use her ulti to get away from that gank. And I think we did also just see Red Team pick up their second dragon of the game, which is going to give them a nice gold lead. The turrets are 1-1 right now. Top turret is down for Red Team, and Red Team was also able to push in Blue's bot turret. So we do see a 6k gold advantage, and that is really just because of sort of the bot lane has a relatively large advantage from those 3 kills they were able to pick up. Maokai 305, Urgot 314, a 4,800 gold on Maokai compared to the 3,000 gold on Taric, so about a 1.8k gold lead. Urgot with 6.3k gold already. Total.
But up top, though, we do have Jarvan and Taric coming on to this Vladimir.
This is great to see.
Taric's stun going down. It looks like they want to try and get him down. Vladimir is going to troll pull. Is caught by Jarvan's ulti. Yeah. It looks like Vladimir is not going to be able to get away. And Jarvan will pick up the kill on Vladimir.
Oh wow, and a Nocturne ulti on Niminos. Able to put the ulti down, however, it's not going to be enough to survive. She did flash over that wall, but the Nocturne ulti was already on. Lots of synergy between Jarvan and Taric. Huge amounts of armor shred, armor reduction actually. Jarvan with his Q, which is the Dragon Strike, 26% armor reduction. Taric with a flat armor reduction also. He's not maxing Shatter though, he is maxing Imbue. However, the Ashe maybe doesn't even need to pick up a Last Whisper for, to deal a lot of damage to sort of the Urgot, who has a lot of armor being built up. And maybe if Maokai goes for a Aegis or something like that, the combination of Jarvan and Taric really going to reduce the amount of armor they have, which is going to really improve the amount of damage Ashe is able to put out. No Brutalizer being picked up on Jarvan, which is interesting. He does have that 16 flat armor, and it might be a great way for him to kind of increase his damage. He is going to get spotted on this ward. Shyvana did lose her Oracles very early on in the game, and maybe once that happens, you're not so inclined to go ahead and get another Oracles right away. Dragon is down. All of blue team is pretty much chilling out down pot, which, kind of doesn't make a whole lot of sense as there are no objectives up. Nimino is just doing a great job of getting that farm down. 200 AP compared to the 259 of Twisted Fate. Ooh, and this could be bad because Urgot and Maokai are around. Twisted Fate does have his flash up. Might go for that flash stun. Oracle's being cleared by Maokai. And they need to be careful. Taric gonna find the Urgot here. This could be a kill for Red Team. They are gonna turn around. Zuka just really getting caught out of position. These guys are just so scary, and Urgot not actually going to get the flip off. There's the flip onto the Orianna. Shyvana ulting in. A nice Orianna able to hit both the Maokai and the Urgot. I think Ashe a little bit late on that Ashe arrow. Wasn't quite able to kill. And now Nocturne has come around for Zuka, who is also going to fall. 2 for exchange for Red Team right now. Oh, and a nice flash stun. I think it wanted to go onto Shyvana, who has just picked up another Oracles.
Tia's going to go ahead and ult in. Hit Ashe. Urgot will pick up the kill onto Fort on that Ashe. Wow, and I cannot talk.
It happens. Shyvana able to escape with about 250 health, so she doesn't lose her second Oracles of the game. That would have been tragic. She just
I would have felt for her. I would have felt like 5 Oracles, and just as soon as you buy it, you lose it as support. I hate that to no end.
Like Twisted Fate Nocturne, where you're just minding your own business. You say, oh, an Urgot. He swaps you, and then all of a sudden you see those cards coming out, and you hear darkness, and you're like, I'm dead, aren't I?
Nocturne, I don't know about you, Nocturne scares me.
Really? It's because he's ugly. It's all there is to it. Ugly champions are more scary.
No, it's not that. It's like, if I'm down bottom and I hear darkness, I dart to a bush if I can, or to my turret. I'm like, no, because I know what's going to happen.
This is like a sort of scary team for Red. They have Nocturne, they have Urgot. I guess Maokai not so scary. Vladimir, if he has that Nosferatu Halloween skin, is quite scary. But no, this time around he just has that. What is that called? It's like the Vandal something or something.
It is. It's Vandal Vladimir.
Vandal Vlad.
But, you know, their team comp in itself is very scary. That is such
Scary.
a great team comp. I mean, they have, you know, Malachi and Urgot that can just kind of stun, flip people, and you have TF and Nocturne that just come in pretty much out of nowhere and just pick up these easy kills. And it's kind of hard to counteract that because you can't really stop a TF ult.
Yeah, I think honestly what I'd like to see Blue Team to do, oh wow, but they are 10k gold behind. They do have, in terms of their comp, they have such a big team fight advantage, I think. I honestly believe that, and I've been saying for a long time that they have the sort of initiate advantage. However, they're not letting it get to that stage, and they're just getting picked off one by one. Red Team clearly having the stronger sort of like single target assassins type team comp with the Maokai, the Nocturne, the Twisted Fate, and the Urgot. They're able to just completely shut someone down. And they've done that very, very consistently. They force the 4v5. Blue Team lingers around a little bit too much, and then they just get a nice kill. What they really wanted to do, I think, was maybe group up a little bit earlier, maybe contest those dragons, and then go for sort of like, you know, Orianna puts her E onto Jarvan. Jarvan ults in, she pops her ulti, and then able to take things down. You'll see here, you know, when they finally group up, they're actually able to, you know, they are quite a scary force. You know, they're a force to be reckoned with when they're all together. Lots and lots and lots of AoE. They are going to lose a lot of XP and gold down bot. Ashe falling quite far behind Urgot. She only has 6,300 gold now, 25 minutes in the game, compared to Urgot's 8,800. She doesn't yet have her Infinity Edge built up. She's looking, actually it looks like she can get it, she can afford it right now. 1205 I believe is combined cost once you get that pickaxe and DF sword. But at any rate, you know, not quite the damage dealer that Urgot is right now. Urgot's sort of a strange build, has picked up that Trinity Force. The Sheen procs are nice, but really, if you want damage, Bloodthirster, I think, you know, the amount of AD scaling you get on your Q, much, much, much better than anything you're going to get out of Phage, out of Triforce, because, you know, the Sheen, the Phage, the Zeal, Triforce is an item you really want to get on auto attackers, and Urgot is more of an AD caster than the auto attacker. He does get a little bit of nice burst from his Q, but I don't know I don't think it's the best build for Urgot. Red Team looks like they're gonna go. Oh, actually, they should see this ward. Pay attention. There's a ward behind you. They can see your tricks. No one's gonna fall for that. There we go.
There you go.
Oh my gosh, guys, it's a very nice plan, but we kind of just ruined it. This is something you've seen M5 do a lot of. There's the Urgot swap. He actually flashes over the wall to get that in position, and they are putting a lot of cooldowns onto the oh, actually, Twisted Fate getting kind of, you know, sort of going for the pincer a little bit. That is the first death of the game. Down on Shyvana and now down on the Zuka. They've taken out the two tanky opponents first. The Jarvan ult so late, and the Orianna just barely surviving. So that wasn't the best executed team fight for Red Team. However, that is sort of the power that you have when you have a 10k gold lead. You just, you know, whether or not you make, you know, you don't have to hit every skill shot, you don't have to have perfect positioning, you can just kind of have your stats carry you through the team fight, and I think that's exactly what we saw. Urgot, not the best ulti there, not the best target for the ulti, and, you know, didn't really swap them very far. It was more of just a suppress. Twisted Fate kind of getting pinched out a little bit. Nocturne gets taken down very low, and Ashe, no, not gonna actually. She has to be careful, by the way. Maokai can get that snare down. However, no, it looks like they're just going to go ahead and back off. Urgot looks like he's going to go head bottom for a little bit of farm. We see about 1,600 gold on all members of Red Team, whereas Blue Team not quite as farmed. Not as much gold in inventory right now. Jarvan's going to pick a nice big wave up top with his QEs, who's going to nuke down that wave. Anyway, Ashe finally picking up her IE, has 3 Durans. I think maybe if Blue Team is going to have a comeback from this game, it's going to be the fact that Ashe, with that Infinity Edge, really hard hitting, especially once she can get maybe a Last Whisper or a Zeal. There's really nothing on Red Team that deals as much damage as an Ashe would with those IE crits. And if they can kind of keep her alive, keep her positioning well, you know, get the Ashe Arrow, the Taric Stun, the Orianna ult, the Shyvana to kind of reset the team fight and just peel for Ashe, she will eventually start to outdamage Urgot, even though she is a whopping 4,000 gold behind, about 3.4k, 3.5k behind. Red Team picking up yet another dragon this time around. So Blue just really not having the, you know, the sort of, I guess, the luck, if you will, not having so much luck in these early game engages. Twisted Fate and Nocturne just always there when they wanted to be. And now that Twisted Fate has his Rabadon and a Lichbane, he is going to be hitting very hard. So Red Team has been really putting a lot of focus down onto the enemy tanks. We shall see, exactly, what that means. Maybe they, they are so single target focused that it might be a mistake. You might see them putting all of their eggs in one basket, so to speak. Take down the Orianna or the Taric and say, yeah, first kill of the team fight, but then realizing, oh, there's an Ashe critting us for about 500 damage. Her auto attack, we probably should get on her next time around. So we shall see. We have seen it before. An Ashe. We haven't actually seen a pentakill yet, by the way, in any game. Oh, Shyvana actually getting caught out. Forced to ult away. Oh, and Orianna missing her ulti a little bit. Oh my god, on Maokai, it gets taken down. The Ashe heal goes off to sort of equalize a bit of the damage that Vladimir's going to deal. However, they just get taken down so low. I don't think Ethereon actually used the second tick off his ulti, but it doesn't even matter. That was a 5-for-1 exchange. Oh my god, losing his oracles is Maokai. However, I think this late in the game, really, there's not a whole lot blue. Yep, and there is the surrender vote. I was going to say, not a whole lot blue team could do to come back from this when the enemy team is just so far ahead. So very interesting team comps on both sides. I'm a little bit shocked. I will admit it. I'm a little bit shocked that the red or purple team was able to make such good kind of picks and engages and everything, and that I really did think that blue team was going to kind of be able to initiate fights in their favor with the Orianna, Jarvan, Shyvana, Taric, Ashe combo. I mean, just such a strong team fight team. However, by the time they finally kind of grouped up for team fights, it was too late, and there was about anywhere from about a 6k to a 12k gold difference at different stages throughout that game. And really, just the advantage of gold is that you have so much of a stat advantage that even if you sort of don't play ideally, even if your mechanics sort of are a little lackluster, you are able to just put so much kind of damage down. You're able to tank so much. They had a lot of dragons, they had a lot of turrets pushed in, a lot of kills. And that combined with the CS advantage just meant that they were able to use their overall kind of the numbers and just get the advantage that way. So very nicely played from purple team to kind of secure that early game advantage. Pretty much in the driver's seat this entire game from the time they got the first blood on Taric, which went to Urgot, and I guess that Twisted Fate Nocturne combo just really carrying them through the mid game, able to snowball the game very nicely. Anything to say?
It was definitely a great game. I was surprised to see how that Maokai and Urgot played down bottom. It was definitely to see, up top, Jarvan having this advantage over Vladimir, but just by simple mistakes, just taking too many hits from a turret, just lost that lead that he had over him. But still great plays from both sides. I mean, we saw Orianna, who landed a few good ults and picked up some really important kills. But it was great plays by both sides, but purple team just took with what they had and just ran with it and just did an amazing job.
Yeah, and it really shows that if you pick a team comp that's very sort of early game single target focused, you can still win as long as you shut down the enemy. It was so clear that blue team had the better team fight composition. However, purple team just doing such a fantastic job of kind of utilizing that lane stage to the fullest, really getting those successful ganks off with TF and Nocturne, and then they were able to turn that into sort of a snowball of a victory. So very well played for purple team. Blue team, I think, just really didn't have the chance to get up to where they wanted to be, where they could really fight those team fights and come back. So very nicely played from purple team. Are you going to cast another? I think we got another game lined up, but I'd be happy to solo cast if you got to go.
It is actually 2 a.m. here.
Geez.
So
I'm actually over in Asia, so it's only 2 p.m. here. My day's just getting started. So at any rate, I will go ahead and say VODs will be available at youtube.com/milcast. If you're viewing this VOD on YouTube and you would maybe like to play in some of these casted games, go ahead, join the Reddit in-house channel on the NA server. Watch the stream at twitch.tv/milcast. I'm going to go ahead and say GGWP, both teams, very nicely played, and end this recording. Move on to the next game. Thank you, Owinia, for the co-casting, the guest caster. Very nicely done.
Thank you. Thank you for having me, and I hope to come back and cast again.
We shall make that happen. At any rate, very nicely played, both teams. Going to go ahead this VOD will be available at youtube.com/notecast. Thanks for watching, guys.